So what I'm hoping is that you will tell me a little bit about yourself, and then hopefully we can talk about some chemistry that you've done and some advice that you have. Okay?
All right. Sounds
Okay. So,
good.
so can you tell me your name and where you're from and what your educational background is?
Yep. All right. So my name is Tanya Josek. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago and got all of my formal higher education at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. My undergraduate degrees were in chemistry and in entomology, and then my master's and PhD were all in entomology. And now I'm currently pursuing a postdoc at Illinois State University, and my focus is now on science education as opposed to entomology.
Right. Did you go from each one of those degrees directly into the next one, or did you have some other experiences in between?
So I did go directly from degree to degree. However, during breaks, like winter break, summer breaks, I pursued internships and research, especially in undergrad. So I initially had been a molecular cellular biologist, trying to decide if I wanted to be a doctor or a researcher. So I did an internship at the fertility centers of Illinois to get some more medical doctor experience following doctors around. And then I got some lab experience in the entomology department at U of I and realized that molecular cellular biology wasn't really what I wanted to do. It was more entomology. So I switched over specifically to entomology.
So when was the last time you took a chemistry course?
The last time I took a chemistry course would be in 2012 fall semester. I took physical chemistry.
Right. But somewhere along the line, a couple of years before that, you probably took general chemistry.
Yes, I actually took an AP class. So I passed out of general chemistry because of the AP class, but I had to still take the general chemistry labs. And actually, as a way to prepare myself for the labs, I just sat in all of the general chemistry courses and then tutored for general chemistry students.
What were some of the things that you used from general chemistry in your PhD study, and that you might be using even now?
So I feel like I was thinking about this earlier, that I feel like I use chemistry a lot, or at least think about chemistry a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing my PhD, I found what ended up being the most helpful was knowing how to make dilutions and stock solutions, because you have to preserve insects in certain alcohol dilutions, and I focused a lot of my work on physiology, and you have to make so many solutions, like 5% paraformaldehyde solutions, or just like 1 to 3 to 4 ratio of whatever whatever solution we need to preserve tissue in a very specific way. And
Right.
if you do it too much one way, you're going to ruin your sample. If you do it too much the other way, your sample's going to rot out, and then you're still not going to have your sample. So in entomology, I feel like I used it a lot in just like understanding the solutions and how to make them. But I feel like day to day, I use chemistry and think about chemistry a lot, because, like, as an example, actually earlier today, I had to make my own weed killer. So making sure that the solution I'm making is going to actually kill the plants that I'm trying to kill. I really like hydrangea plants, and they change their color based on the pH of the soil. So I know if my hydrangea plants are in a soil that's more neutral, they're not going to be blue, and that's the color that I want them to be. So I bump up the acidity of the soil so that they turn blue or purple. So, and then I cook all the time. So I feel like I think about chemistry a lot. And I also, because entomology and forensics like overlaps a lot, I also think about chemistry there too. And I actually, at some point, before actually the pandemic, I was on track to start working on a forensics chemistry unit for a chemistry teacher in high school here. And we were going to make this whole like crazy story that students had to use chemistry to solve a murder.
Right.
So I really like chemistry. I know I didn't end up pursuing a degree in it, but I always liked chemistry just because I could see how like just every day I end up using it in some way or another. So
what general advice do you have for people who are either starting university or starting chemistry as a discipline right now?
I would say, one, chemistry is something that you can, I feel like, easily get discouraged in because you have a lot of pieces that go together. But at the same time, that because there are so many foundational like components to chemistry, it also becomes easier. So really trying to make sure that you focus on the basics, you can actually figure out what part of chemistry you're most interested in. Like I really actually loved acids and bases. So if I were to have gone more on a chemistry route, I feel like I would focus something in that direction because that was something that I enjoyed, learning about acidity and how to change. I guess I'm thinking more of like acidity in plants and growing plants, but
Sure.
So I would say, to an incoming student, some parts are going to be difficult, but if you stick to it and focus on working on the basics, like you're gonna get there for sure. And definitely don't be afraid to ask people for help, because something that I found in general in my classes is that people were not into asking for help because they thought they shouldn't be asking for help. So like ask people for help, ask professors for help, because your professors are there to help you, as are your TAs, and learning is way easier if you have a group of people that you can talk to and work things out and figure things out on your own.
Right.
And if there's ever a concept that you're struggling with, I find it really helpful to see where things are applicable in real life. So even if you step aside of learning the specific techniques, figuring out where it applies in your life can actually help you understand that actual technique and why it's important.
Cool. Words to live by. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
no problem.
you said exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Okay, cool.
Didn't have to coach you at all, but right. What luck. Yeah, no, I don't know exactly how I'm going to use these videos.
Yeah.
Probably this means that you're going to end up in the section on solutions and acids and bases, right?
Right.
Probably, yeah, that's probably where it ends up. But
That's fine with me. I always found that fun to do. Like I enjoyed titrations.
yeah,
I participated in Science Olympiad and we did titration races.
yeah,
I got really good at titrations really fast and doing the math. And it just applies to so many different areas. Like um like from like eating your foods to like I mentioned earlier, like plant life, because that's something that I've been working on is how to grow plants better and not kill them all.
yeah.
So, but
Cool.
cool.
All right. Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to help.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll say thank you and goodbye.
All right, sounds
Okay.
great.
All
I'll
right.
see
Bye-bye.
you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.